Hi, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, and guess who we got back here with us for his 6th and final visit? What?
Oh, my name's Gary.
Gary, yeah, and Wendy from California, and they came all the way here to Houston, Texas to get chiropractic care. Now, Gary's had a lumbar fusion with instrumentation at L5-S1 down here, but that's, you know, every person's a unique individual, so in our analysis of him during the history, evaluation, and also each and every one of his treatments this week, he's had more of an issue with his suboccipital C1 area on the left side than he has down here where he has the plate and the screws in his back. So, you know, we treat each and every patient as the individual that they are. And Gary can tell you that I have been adjusting him specifically for that atlas and occiput subluxation, but I've also been adjusting him to get him less scarred up in his lower lumbar spine with that instrumentation in there. So if you're coming here from out of state, make sure you bring your diagnostic test with you. Like he brought his test for me to look at, so I was up to speed on what he has going on. If you come here without diagnostic testing or imaging, MRIs, x-rays, CT scans, whatever you had done, or medical records, I have to refer you out here in Houston to get those done. You haven't had to do that this week, have you?
No.
The only place we referred you out is 2 great restaurants.
That's right.
Those were good too, weren't they?
They're very good.
Okay, so let's show them what we're doing here then, Gary. Let's have you flex your head forward and backwards for me. And then back to neutral. Okay, so take a look. That's not as deviated to the right as it was this morning even.
Yeah.
But our goal is to get him from being, he's translated to the left, but he's tilted to the right. So we're doing a mirror image of that and trying to get his cervical spine back into center by putting him in a mirror image and adjusting him, as well as him doing mirror image exercises. And he still feels hung up here in the atlas and C2 area, but I'm sure that's from some old scar tissue and adhesions that's been there for years and years and years. So believe me, it's not for lack of trying.
No, for sure.
You know, and any doctor, I don't care if they're a neurosurgeon, orthopedic surgeon, or chiropractor, or your primary care doctor, any doctor or physician that promises you or guarantees you a cure, you should run out of their office, because there are no guarantees in healthcare ever. There we go. I was afraid you weren't kicking there for a second, Gary. All right. Breathe with your left big ear. There you go. Yes, sir. Felt that one all the way down, didn't you?
That one didn't take my breath away.
Yeah, see, he's getting better at it. Didn't take my breath away either. Okay, let me go this way first. I want you to tilt your head right where you left ear. There you go. Now I'm adjusting his atlas in C2 right now. Drop it. There it is. Well, that was better than this morning's even. Got more movement. We're going to have you head swiveling around like little Linda Blair here before long.
Oh my God.
Little exorcist girl. Okay, let's come over this way. That's better than being on my wall though, huh?
Oh.
And we don't have any heads on a trophy wall yet, so we won't start with you. Even though you got your hair cut, it's a nice looking head. Okay, he's even down here now. And he stays even. Did that tighten up in your lower back at all?
No.
Good. So he's fused here at L5-S1. So I'm adjusting each individual SI joint because those are still mobile. We really got good movement on his left SI joint this morning. I'm adjusting the sacrum straight superior to inferior. Even though it's not going to change the gap that he's already fused at from L5 to the sacrum, we can affect the SI joint alignment down here, and also above the fusion at L3, which is what I'm going to adjust now. Nope, let me have you. He's bucking up on me a little bit there now. Okay. There you go. I knew I had one more in there. There's another one. I have to go back for seconds on yours, Gary. Perfect. Did you paint it all?
No.
Good. Okay. So you're going to notice I'm getting a left contact on his C2 lamina. And not only am I adjusting him P to A, but also a little bit left to right so that we can affect the change up in that suboccipital atlas region. There you go. Okay. Now, lay right there for a second. Normally I shoot you when you're standing up. I'm going to make an exception in your case. I'm going to shoot you while you're laying there. I don't know how this cord gets all so wound up.
Technical difficulties?
Yeah, a little technical malfunction. Okay, we're technically back into it now, Gary. Don't worry. It was just a unplugged situation. So I'm adjusting his occiput straight inferior to superior, his atlas laterally and P to A, and C2 on the lamina. There, okay. Let me get these muscles here too, bouncing muscle spindles. Now they're still sore down into your traps, aren't they?
A little bit.
Yep. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just bouncing his muscle spindles, which have the Golgi tendon in them, and it helps to relax the paraspinal musculature. Good. Okay, let's turn you on your back now. Because I could adjust his bones back in place every time, but if his muscles are imbalanced and pulling harder on one side than they are the other, they're going to move the bone back out of place. There. Good. That's not a cheek adjustment. That's to get the head up and over the spine where it's supposed to be. Everybody thinks I'm doing cheek and face mashing. Let's put your arms out like this for me, please, sir. Slide down this way just a bit. There we go. Good. There we go. Now this kind of goes with Gary's case in particular. He brought his diagnostic testing with him, so I didn't have to order all that down here and not accept him as a patient. We have patients coming here from out of state that Renee tells them on their emails to make sure they bring all their diagnostic information, which you got that in your email too, right?
Yep.
That's why you brought it.
Yep.
Because some people, they come in here and I won't accept them as patients because they don't have the proper diagnostics with them to get their treatment. Well, this been better.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, it works better if you look away. There we go. Good. Okay, let's come over here and stand in front of the mirror. Okay, let's have you flex your head forward and backwards and neutral again. Look at the mirror right now. You straight as an arrow. I mean, look at that.
Better.
Right down the center. Let's still do this one though. Translate right, tilt left. There you go. Now we're going to do something a little different this afternoon. I'm going to rotate you simultaneously and hit the atlas. This way. Okay, now flex your head forward and backwards and look in the mirror at neutral. Straight as an arrow. Yes, sir.
Feels good.
Good. You and Wendy spent a lot of money coming here to Houston, Texas for chiropractic care, and they got a zillion chiropractors out in California. Would you share with our YouTube subscribers whether this has been worth your while or not?
It's been worth my while.
And the money that you've spent?
And I'll be back.
Yeah.
It was well worth it.
Well, thank you for sharing your treatment with everyone. You have a very interesting case.
Thank you.
Yeah. He's not a head case, just an interesting case. This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, coming to you from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas. We'll see y'all soon.